Hey guys, it's Section of Bonds here. We're just gonna get into UFC Vegas 65, I believe, or 66, one of the two. We're gonna get right into it. Let's see. Okay, it's a pretty decent card. I like a lot of underdogs on the card. We're gonna start off though with Yasmin Jauregui versus Estela Nunes. Now, Estela Nunes is very dangerous on the feet, but she's only good for one round. She does carry power, but her cardio does not carry us at all. I do believe if Yasmin takes her in the later round, she can get the sub. First round's gonna be competitive. I believe it's gonna be Yasmin's fight in second and third. But yeah, Yasmin is probably one of the more confident predictions on the card. I wouldn't say a lock, but she's definitely close to it. I do think this is a fight that she should have in the bag. Um, Estela Nunes is losing to the girls she has lost to aren't terrible. Angela Lee is very good. Sam Hughes is very good. Ariane Carnelisi is very good. But Yasmin Urago is also very good. So if you're losing to these girls, you shouldn't lose to Jasmine, you know? But yeah, that's probably one of the more confident predictions I have. Yasmin Urague by second or third round submission. Moving on, we have Francis Marshall versus Marcelo Roja. Now, initially, I was thinking Francis Marshall, man. Like, how could people not be taking Francis Marshall? But then I thought about it. The guy he fought was 5-0, and he made it really competitive in the first round. And the guy, because, the reason why was because he had good takedown defense and good striking. And that's exactly what Marcelo Rojo has. Especially his get-ups. He has pretty good cardio as well. I do think Francis Marshall's going to have some problems here, especially the susceptibility to calf kicks. I think Marcelo Rojo is going to capitalize on that. I do like Marcelo Rojo in this spot. He really needs a win here. I think Francis is still very green, and I think this is Marcelo's time to shine. Um, he doesn't have to worry about much on the feet, and the grappling isn't. Again, he's very green, so I think Marcelo Rojo should win this fight by unanimous decision. I'll be interested to see if how Francis Marshall handles the calf kicks. But yeah, I got Marcelo Rojo here. I know it's controversial, but I think I gotta go with Marcelo Rojo. The dog in him, I just think lacked in Francis's last opponent because he couldn't go past second and third round. But he still hung in there to swang and bang with Francis. It's just, you know. Anyways, Marcelo Rojo, I got here to win a decision. This is gonna be a fun fight. I'm excited for it. It's going to be an interesting card. Moving on, we have Gennaro Valdez versus Natan Levy. Now, initially, I was going with Natan Levy. I was like, how could he lose to Gennaro Valdez? But then I thought about it. The reason Gennaro Valdez lost is because Matt Frevola is really good. Matt Frevola is very good, and you have to consider that. He may be a little chinny, but he's very good. I do think he is going to. Um, he took on a guy named Patrick White in his first fight, and this guy, oh man, he's not the greatest, but he's pretty deadly, and if he can land on Natan Levy, I feel like he can put Natan Levy away. But also remember that Natan Levy is a grinder. He has good cardio, and the only thing is he wasn't looking good against Mike Braden. He was surviving in some instances. It wasn't a great win. Let's just say that. He lost to Rafael Garcia. I don't know. I liken the underdog in Gennaro Valdez here. I'm gonna have to take Gennaro Valdez by split or unanimous decision. This is gonna be a closer fight, I believe. I think Gennaro Valdez is definitely gonna be able to edge it in the later rounds. I feel like the first round of 10, Levy's gonna control him with his grappling, but I just feel like he gasses, and he does get like I don't know how to describe it. Like he gets two in his head, and when he's going for stuff, you can tell he doesn't flow. He's like forcing a lot of the stuff. But man, he has a good work rate, so it'll be interesting to see how Gennaro Valdez deals with that. But I do like Gennaro Valdez here. He's very, very dangerous, very, very effective. But yeah, we'll see how he can do against very game Natan Levy. Um, yeah, so that's so far we have two underdogs. Moving on, we have another underdog. No, we don't have another favorite. We have Amanda Ribas taking on Tracy Cortez. Now, Tracy Cortez is a big star. She's known for beating Erin Blanchfield and dating Brian Ortega. Both these ladies, fellas, if you go to the bathroom for this fight, I wouldn't blame you. But these ladies are gorgeous. But yeah, Amanda Ribas, I just think she's been through more tough challenges as far as the striking goes. I feel like the wrestling is my only worry because I feel like if Caitlin Chukagian can out wrestle you, Tracy Cortez should be able to. Should. That's a very big should. So I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna go with Amanda Ribas here just because of the striking difference and the jiu-jitsu difference. But man, if Tracy just decisions her way to a decision to a win again, I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm going to go with Amanda Ribas here, just being more active, stealing a decision. But Tracy's a gamer, so I wouldn't mind that prediction as well. But I'm going to go with Amanda Ribas here, just being the more um, well-rounded and being the more let's experienced fighter by a little bit, facing more higher level competition. It's hard because Tracy Cortez doesn't face terrible competition. So she's looked bad against bad competition and looked good against others. Like Justine Kish took her to a split decision. Like, I think Amanda Ribas is a little better than Justine Kish. So we'll see though. It'll be an interesting fight. I'm really excited for this fight. Um, More ways than one. Moving on, we have Darren the Damage Elkins versus Jonathan Pearce. Probably my lock of the card. We have Jonathan Pearce here. He's better everywhere. Darren Elkins has had a lot of problems with guys with good cardio, decent striking. Cub is really pretty decent striking, and he schooled Darren Elkins. I'd say Pierce is lower than Cub Swanson's in the striking, but he's still pretty decent, and his grappling is very, very good. I do think the wrestling should be a little even in the first round, but I do think Pierce is going to be a problem for Darren with the pace that he brings with his jiu-jitsu. I'm really excited for this fight. Darren's a gamer. Definitely can see him having a late comeback, but I don't know. I just think Jonathan Pierce. I have a feeling something weird is gonna happen, but I just think Jonathan Pierce is gonna win this fight. Probably gonna three max it or two max. I don't know. But Jonathan Pierce is definitely my lock of the card. I just don't see how Darren wins. I mean, I see some paths to victory, but I just think Jonathan Pierce is a gamer and he melts people, and I just think that's gonna be the game plan for Darren Elkins. I don't know if he'll melt Darren Elkins, but I can see a finish by TKO and later in the round. So Jonathan Pierce, let's go. Moving on, we have Michael Johnson, the Menace Johnson versus Mark Diakiese. Mark Diakiese, I have him winning a boring split or unanimous decision by his wrestling. I do think Michael Johnson's a live dog though, because he does come clutch in weird fights. He's dangerous. It's just that he's almost 20 and 20. That's the only thing. He's very, very good. Very good striking. It's just his grappling isn't the greatest. He should have good takedown defense and he should be scrambling, but he's getting older. I think he's like in his late 30s now. How old is he? 36. Yeah, he's slowed down a bit. I'm gonna have to still go with Mark Diakiese by decision though. Diakiese is if he entertains a striking match, this could be even. But I think the Dagestani and him, especially training at Extreme Couture, getting that looks in, I think he'll be able to win this fight. But yeah, moving on. This is probably one of the hardest predictions on the card for me. Clay Guida versus Scott Holtzman. I like Scott Holtzman in this fight, but Clay Guida makes it weirdly close with fighters that he shouldn't. So I think he has a chance of winning this fight, to be honest. But I'm gonna go with Scott Holtzman here, just having the striking advantage. Um, and he's got a good wrestling background as well. I do think Scott Holtzman's going to win this fight by decision. This is gonna be a fun legend fight, but yeah, not too excited for it because it's a kind of a garbage. Like they both shouldn't be in the UFC at this point in their careers. But yeah, moving on. We have well, no, just to reiterate, we have Scott Holtzman by unanimous decision. Moving on, we have Angela Hill versus Emily Ducote, back to an underdog. I love Emily Ducote, but she made it too somewhat close with Jessica Penne when she had her hurt. And a lot of times, and with Angela Hill, if you have her hurt, you have to capitalize, and I don't think she will. And for that reason, I think Angela Hill's got this by decision. She had a big win against Lupi Godinez. If she can stuff Lupi's takedowns, I'm pretty sure Emily can. Even though Lupi wasn't doing the proper takedowns that she normally does, still think Emily's got this one. Emily, Angela by decision. This is gonna be a fun fight. I'm really excited for it. A lot of the girls' fights are really nice, good on the card. Ladies are getting more stacked. I love it. But yeah, moving on. This is a close fight. I think Emily might have a good first round, but I just think Angela is a more well-rounded fighter, and I just think she'll be able to win this fight, especially she's way more experienced. So I'm excited for this one. Moving on, probably one of the most exciting fights for the card of the card for me. We have Nico Price, who's been off for a while, versus Philip Rowe. I do think Philip Rowe is going to win this fight. Um, I don't see Nico Price being able to take him down. And if he does, Philip's a black belt, so it's going to be a competitive match on the ground. And not only that, Philip has much superior striking, especially his boxing, mostly his boxing. I feel like if Philip Rowe touches Nico Price, he can finish him, and that's why I'm going with Philip Rowe. I just love his boxing, and I like the way he fights. Do I think he'll be a title contender? No, because I think his ego is too high. But I like Philip Rowe a lot. He's going to be a fun fighter to watch in this division. I do think he's going to pick up the win here against Nico Price. But yeah, moving on. We have Kyle. Let me see how he wins. I think he's going to win by second or third round TKO. Moving on though, we have Kyle Daukaus versus Eric Anders. Eric Anders, man. I just don't think he has like the love for it anymore. Like he's so slow. Like it's like watching someone in slow motion when he fights. I just think Kyle Daukaus is just going to pick him apart from a distance for 3 straight rounds. And yeah, I just don't see this being very close. I have Kyle Daukaus winning this quite convincingly. Um, I don't see Eric Anders being much of a threat, especially this. This will probably be his retirement fight, if not one of them, one of his last fights. But yeah, I'm going with Kyle Daukaus here by unanimous decision. Just picking him apart with his jab. Um, 1, 2, maybe some leg kicks. Mix in some wrestling if he wants to. Like he has a lot of paths to victory. I really think Kyle is a really well-rounded fighter, and yeah, I'm gonna go with him. Let's go, Kyle. I know you screwed me last time, but let's go, Kyle. Moving on, we have Jack Hermansson versus Roman Dolidze. Again, one of the other fights I'm really excited for. I think Jack Hermansson is. This is a hard fight to call because I have a homie, Treetop, I think his Instagram is. He loves this guy, Roman Dolidze, and he keeps telling me to pick him in the last 2 times he's fought, and I never did. And this is another time when I'm like, I don't know if I can pick him because Jack Hermansson is looking like a completely different fighter. He fights amazing on the feet. He deals well with guys with bad footwork. Roman has bad footwork. Jack's gonna stay out on the outside and pick him apart, be a point striker. Um, but he has the ability to grapple. But I just think Roman's really, really good on the ground too. Man, it's a hard decision. I'm really torn. I'm leaning Jack Hermansson by decision, but I also wouldn't be surprised to see another Roman Dolidze knockout. So if you're betting this, I'm gonna take Jack by decision. But if you're betting this, I wouldn't be like Roman by knockout is a very viable option. So This is a close fight for me. One of the hardest fights in the card to predict for me. I wouldn't say the most, but one of them. But yeah, I really was looking forward to this fight. Roman Dolidze's a really good grappler, nice leg locks. But Jack has also good leg locks. Not high as high level, but this is a hard fight, man. I'm gonna go Jack Hermansson though, getting the job done. Kind of fighting like Daukaus, point fighting. These two have kind of found their range. Once they find their range, it's kind of hard to beat them. Yeah, let's go with Jack Hermansson here. Moving on, we have Sergey Pavlovich versus Ty Tuivasa. Not Ty. I love you, and I honestly am gonna bet on you just because I love watching you fight. But Sergey Pavlovich, I gotta give it to him. Just off pure athleticism, striking, confidence. I could say a lot of other things. Athleticism. He just has Ty beat in so many areas, except for toughness, maybe maybe power, but I don't think that that's true. I think Ty's just gonna. I think he's gonna get first round TKO'd. I think Sergey Pavlovich. I think it's gonna be like an early stoppage, and people are gonna be pissed. But yeah, I think Sergey Pavlovich, man. Or is that? Oh, that was his last fight. That's probably what I was thinking. But yeah, I think Sergey Pavlovich has this fight in the bag if he wants to keep it safe. If he plays in the brawling game, then it could be a short night for him because Ty still is very dangerous. But yeah, this is a fun fight. Always looking forward to Tai Tuivasa's fights. But yeah, I'm going with Sergey here just to play it safe. Moving on, we have Matt Schnell versus Matthias Nicolau. Matt Schnell, man, he got lucky. Sumaderji's knee was hurt because man, he should have been out so many times. Matt Schnell is a dog. He's got good jiu-jitsu, but his striking is rudimentary. It's all right, but it's not high level enough to be in the top of the UFC. And I think Mateus Nicolao's striking is good enough. And I think he's going to put on a beating on Matt Schnell. I think Matt Schnell is not ready for this. I think Mateus Nicolau is good on the ground. He's good striking. I think he's better everywhere. I got Mateus Nicolau here quite convincingly. This is a 2 unit play I already posted a while ago. Really excited for this fight. I'm excited to cash. But yeah, Mateus Nicolau, I have him winning by, let's go, first or second round TKO just because he needs a big win. He's had a bunch of decisions and close decisions. He needs a big win. And he almost got a nice finish over David Dvorak. So if he can do that, I think he can win this fight. But yeah, moving on. We have Rafael dos Anjos versus Brian Barberena. I gotta go with Rafael dos Anjos. Rafael's faced the highest level of competition. He beat Renato Moicano. You're telling me Brian Barberena, who has good get-ups and a good takedown defense, or all right takedown defense, is going to deal with Rafael dos Anjos for 3 rounds? I don't think so. I think Rafael dos Anjos should be able to win this fight. Given Brian Barberena is dangerous, I do think Rafael dos Anjos has this one in the bag. Let's see how old Brian is, because he isn't like he went through a lot of health issues. So 33, like he's dealing with his fair share of issues. This is a hard fight to call, for my opinion, but I think Rafael dos Anjos should be able to win this fight. I'm going with him by unanimous decision. I don't think he'll be able to finish Brian Barberena, but yeah, I'm going to go with Rafael dos Anjos here. Moving on, we have Kevin Holland versus Stephen Thompson in the main event for 5 rounds. I just think Stephen Thompson's chin is wary, and I do think Kevin Holland is dangerous and weirdly rangy, weirdly lands these weird punches from weird angles. I think he's just a weird guy, and it's gonna be Thompson doesn't deal well with weird guys. I just think Kevin Holland's gonna be too unorthodox for Stephen Thompson, and I think he's gonna be able to catch him some way in the 5 rounds, snatch up a neck, do something. He just has more tools in the toolbox to win this fight. Um, I just think he's a pretty safe bet, especially sitting at negative 138. Might as well scoop those odds. I just got 5 units on that. But yeah, let me run through these picks for you guys, and then we'll go through most confident, and then yeah, I'll get you guys out of here. But yeah, recap. We got Yasmin Jauregui by second or third round submission. We have Marcel Rojo by decision. We have Gennaro Valdez by decision. We have Ribas by decision. Pearce by decision. Mark Diakiese by decision. Holtzman by decision. Angela Hill by decision. Philip Rowe by first or second round TKO. Kyle Daukaus by decision. Jack Hermansson by decision. Sergey Pavlovich by first round TKO. Mateusz Nicolau by second, first or second round TKO. Rafael dos Santos by unanimous decision. Kevin Holland by third round TKO. And then my most confident picks are, I'd say my number one most confident pick would have to be. Um, I'm gonna have to go with. It's a weird one. I'm gonna have to go with Yasmin Jauregui as the lock of the card, and then second would have to be. Let me go least confidence. Screw you guys don't care who my least confident prediction. You only care who my top five is. So I gotta stop doing that. So yeah, we have Yasmin number one, Pearce number two, Daukaus number three, Mateus Nicolau number four. I'd say either Kevin Holland or yeah, Kevin Holland or Rafael dos Santos as your fifth most confident prediction, I'd say. But yeah, those are my predictions, guys. Yeah, like, subscribe, and show your love. I'll post this very soon. And then we got one FC this week, two NFC cards, and a bare knuckle FC card to make up for last week. I made one mistake, guys, and it cost us the whole card. It is what it is. This is what happens when when you're this good at bare knuckle FC. One mistake could cost you. So can't if you want to get consistent cards, you got to stay consistent. And that's something I didn't do. I got complacent. I didn't treat this card as seriously as I should have. But yeah, guys. Anyways, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.